so delightful, and the fire is looking bright. Oh, and since we've no place to go, because the tree is in front of my door, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. That's right, we are doing snow today. We're going to be making snowflakes here in Adobe Illustrator. Hi, I'm Andrew Hochradel. I love Christmas. It's my favorite. And really all the holidays, the holiday season. And of course, my favorite part of the holiday season is getting that good old holiday cold. I do have a little bit of a cold right now, so if I sound raspy and delicious, it's just my gift to you this season. Let's go ahead and hop in. We got just about an hour together today, and I'm gonna show you how to create some snow. And yes, we will be caroling our way through the stream. We will be hanging out. There are no rules. The holidays are my favorite, and you all are my favorite. And someone's saying no Santa hat. Yes, no Santa hat, because my favorite part of the holidays is gremlins. Let me show you a little bit of this. Right? We got a little gremlins action. I love gremlins, and that's why we have the teeth here. We have the gremlin sweater. And if I move out of the way, there we go. Got one there, got one there. Got my Christmas tree with my little Mogwai and then some of my gremlins on it. It's just my favorite. So we're celebrating in a different festive way with a little bit of gremlins and a little bit of teeth. We got to get the chomps. All right, so let's hop in. And speaking of this tree, I have an example of what we're doing today right there. So if you have a printer, if you have some scissors, I've got my scissors right here. You want to grab your scissors, you want to grab your printer, and you want to grab the file down in the description. That file will help you follow along with what we are doing today. So let's go ahead and hop in. And as we hop in to work on our snow, let me know what's your favorite Christmas carol. Maybe we'll sing some of them as we go through the stream today and hang out. I'm used to doing short streams, and we got a long stream today, so we get to hang out, we get to vibe, and we get to talk about some of our favorite holiday traditions. Who knows? Maybe we'll call our parents at the end of the stream. I love hanging out at the holidays with my family. One of my favorite things to do. So we're gonna do that. All right. Okay, literally someone in chat, clever, says, I'm running to get my scissors. Don't run to get them, but don't run back with them. All right, let's go ahead and hop in. Today we're making snowflakes, and every snowflake is different. Every snowflake is unique and special. And because of that, I'm gonna show you as many ways as I can think of to make snowflakes here in Adobe Illustrator. It is the holidays. We are going to be making greeting cards, all kinds of fun stuff. And so I want to make sure that you can make snowflakes however you like. And then you can let me know. You can tag me on social media if you post them, or you can put it in one of our Discords, preferably the Illustrator Discord, since we're working in Discord today. All right, let's go ahead and hop in here. We are on our source file here. We're not going to use this real quick right now. We're going to come back to this. This is a little complicated. It's really helpful. It's very helpful in like folding and cutting snowflakes, but it also is like mega complicated. So we're going to walk through that step by step once we get there. I did give you a little piece to make your little paper chain if you want to do that as well. Oh, please down in the stream music. The stream music was literally turned all the way up. Sorry, y'all. There we go. Now you got the smooth sounds of Holiday 101 here on behance.net/Adobelive. All right, there you go. Thank you for chat. Sorry about that. All right, let's go ahead and hop in to making some of our snowflakes. The first one that we are going to make is going to be using the star tool. This is like the easiest way. This is kind of the cheatiest way to do it. And I'm actually gonna take my headphone out. I don't need the music in my ears. All right, so get out of here, headphones. Let's go ahead and do the first kind of snowflake. And this is probably the easiest. It's not the best for really cutting out. That is gonna be our last one. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna click here and then go over to the star tool. That's right, star of wonder, star of night. We're singing any chance we can get today. And so with the star tool, we can do one of two things. I can click with the star tool, and it is going to give me this prompt for how many points that I want. I can put in here 30 if I want, and that's just going to give me a whole bunch of points on this object. So you can see there we got a snowflake that has a whole bunch of points. So it's too many points and it's a little too ragged. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do another star. I'm going to click here, and the way to change how much sharpness you have on your stars is to go in here and make these a little bit closer together. So I'm just going to set it to 4, and then this one I'm going to take all the way down to 0.6. So we got 0.4, 0.6. Let's do less. Let's do maybe 20, and then hit OK. There we go. And so again, it has taken the pointiness down, and then it also has given me less points. If you want to, you can also, I'm about to say this and I don't know if it's true, but what I can do is grab the star tool and I can click and drag. And I believe if I hit up and down, let me do this in the center, and let me change my color to a more like festive snow color. There we go. So if I grab my star tool and I click and drag, it's going to drag out that snowflake star for me. And if I hit up and down, it's going to make more or less points on that. So you can see more or less points. And that's just an easy way to be able to find the perfect snowflake shape. I think that is a good amount of pieces. And someone's saying it looks like the BP snowflake. Yes. I think that's a good amount of pieces. And so we're going to just, I think that's good. We're going to hold shift to lock that in horizontal, and boom, we've made our first snowflake. The cool thing that we can do is we can actually stack these. And this is what I love doing. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we do one with 5, watch what happens. So I'm going to do a little bit of a darker blue. We can grab our star and lock in right here in the center. Now, if you don't have the auto guides, these little purple lines that are popping up, you can go to View, turn on Smart Guides. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So you can click and drag out. And what we're going to do is I'm actually just going to maybe rotate this a little bit so that it's lined up just a little bit differently. And from here, I can go down and do less stars, right? I can do less stars, maybe something like this in the middle. Ooh, I'm not mad about that. It looks fun and cool. And then sorry about that. We got hit with a little flurry, but we are back and we are ready to jump back into our snowflake star stack. Let me fix the music there. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's go ahead and we're continuing on this star stack right here. Let's click and drag. And again, just hitting up and down this one, I'm going to put a bunch behind it. There we go. That looks good. And we're going to pull this one up, and maybe we'll make this one like this light. I'm going to right click and then go to arrange and send to back. Ooh, cool. We can grab these and then rotate by holding shift, and it will rotate it by a certain amount of degrees. So maybe let's do something like that. Maybe this one rotates a little bit this way. Maybe this one rotates a little bit this way. And we get this weird, crazy, funky star. So this is more star than snowflake. It's kind of snowflake, but not what we're looking for in this stream, right? We're trying to do something that looks like that. And we'll eventually get there, but we're here. All right, and someone in chat is saying song request, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas. Your boy's not about to get the Adobelive channel a copyright strike. Sorry. All right, so let's go ahead and do another way to do some snowflakes here. So we did this nice little star tool, and the next one that I want to do is a transform again. This is the way that I actually almost always make snowflakes. Whew. This is the way that I almost always make snowflakes, is I start with a shape in the middle, and then I use the transform again each time that I do it. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. What we're going to do is we're going to start with our kind of core shape. And usually I want to start with maybe like a pentagon. I think a pentagon's a good shape to start with. So we're going to click and drag to the polygon tool. From here, you can click and type in 5 sides. That's going to give me a pentagon. Or if you want to experiment with different shapes for your center, you can click and drag out the polygon tool, and you can hit up and down to find cool, unique shapes for the center of your snowflake. So I'm going to do a pentagon. I just think that that's a really good snowflake shape. And I'm going to change this to a stroke and then make it a very thick stroke. There we go. So that's a good shape of like a center of a snowflake for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start at the bottom here because I know that I want to rotate around and kind of hit the middle of each of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw using the pen tool, and I'm going to click and drag this out. All right, looks pretty good. I want to round the end of this so that it's not as kind of wonky and odd. So we're going to click on the round cap right there in our stroke. And that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to do a nice little like V on these to add some little embellishments. The way I like to do that is use a square. So I'm going to grab the rectangle tool, and I'm going to click and drag a square. I'm going to rotate that using the rotate tool, which is R. Click and drag, rotate that 45 degrees. And then I can use my direct selection tool to just delete one of these points. And look at that. We got some perfect little notches for. So sorry, y'all. I am not sure what's happening today. I've never had 2 crashes in a stream before. I went ahead and turned off the music, so I'm going to have to sing and see if that helps. Not sure what's going on, but if it pauses or jumps, it's my fault. It's the snow. Can't handle this blizzard that's going on over here. But we'll keep coming back. Don't worry. There are, yes, exactly. There are gremlins. I did a gremlins themed stream, and they're just gremlins running about in the stream. So we are adding in these little pieces here by using a half of a square. I'm going to extend this just a little bit right there. And then maybe I want to add a nice little dot at the end. So I'll use the ellipse tool right here to click and drag so that we have a little piece in the center right there. Oops. So that looks pretty good. And now let's go ahead and rotate this. So we're going to use the transform again tool to rotate this a bunch of times to make kind of a cool, different snowflake. So we're going to grab all these pieces. I'm going to group them together by going to right click group. And from there, we are going to click right here. And this is the secret. So if I try to rotate it right now, it's just going to rotate from the center of this piece. We don't want that. We want to rotate from the center of this object. So what we can do is we are going to click, and then we are going to grab our rotate tool, and we are going to find the center of this shape. So if you see right here, if you select a shape, it will give you the center of that shape. Now, I want to make a little circle, so I'm just going to grab my ellipse tool and make a little circle that is aligned to that shape. So I'm just like both of these, select this as my key object. You can see that it got that thicker line there. And then go to the center and go to the center, and we are aligned completely to the center of this object. Okay, so it doesn't quite look like it, but it is the actual center of the object. Now what we're going to do is we are going to grab our kind of extension that we have here. We are going to use our rotate tool. And then in the center where it's locked, we are going to hold Alt or Option and click. And that's going to give us a rotation from the center of that object. Now, with Pentagon, we're going to do some math here. Pentagon has 5 sides. A full circle is 360, so all the way around would be 360. So we're going to do 360 divided by 5 right there. So that's going to give us the number that we need. If we hit Tab, it will give us the correct piece or the correct math that we want, and we're going to hit OK. Actually, sorry, don't hit OK. We're going to hit Copy, and that's going to make a copy of that for me. And now all I need to do is go to Object, Transform, and transform again. So it's going to transform that one more time, and the hotkey for that is Control D, and that will transform again. So now we've got this nice little snowflake going here, but I want to give this snowflake maybe a little bit more structure. And I'm going to leave this little dot here for now because we're going to add in more structure. Let's go ahead and add a piece that kind of connects these two right here. And what's cool is these are open paths, so we can use the pen tool to just click on one path and then join it to the next. Oh, they are in a group, so let me go ahead and ungroup these. Right click, and we'll just Control Shift G to ungroup things. All right, so from there, we can connect these very easily right there and start to make this cool complex shape. Now, if you want to, you can just select each of these pieces right there, those 2 points that we want to connect, and hit Control or Command J, and that is going to join those points together. So we're going to keep joining these just using Control J. One more here. Ooh, this is looking pretty cool. All right, so it's looking pretty good. But I want to add a... Oh, man. I don't know what's happening here, y'all. I'm sorry. We'll keep coming back, but I'm going to try to troubleshoot as we go through the stream. All right, so what we can do is right here, we can actually change the edges of this stream and of the shape. Let me give 1 second to see if I can troubleshoot this and see if we can get either the stream back up or if I can have somebody take this over. Let's see here. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to continue. We are going to make a whole bunch of snowflakes, I promise today, and we're going to make something that we can cut out right there. I am going to see if we can figure this out. Mods, if you can hit in the Slack, maybe see if we can get some backup going, that would be great. All right, let's go ahead and hop back in. We're back, and maybe that's what the stream is going to be, just up and down. I have no idea what's going on with my streaming, but here we are. It's Gremlins. So what I can do is I can actually change the edges of these, the corners of this shape by using my direct selection tool. So let's go ahead and hit here, and then we're going to hit A for the direct selection tool. And what I can do is I can actually grab one of these edges and pull this in. So that's going to start to round that. And what's cool with this is you can actually hit up and down, and it will give you different options for those edges. So we're going to create a super complex version of these edges right here. So I'm going to select all of these points, and you do need to select them all individually because we are changing the corners. So we're going to select the corners here, and we're going to drag them in. And from there, as they drag in, I'm just going to hit down or up on my keyboard, and it's going to give me really cool different edges. So it looks pretty good. It looks like too much, but we'll keep it. I'm also going to do that to the middle shape. Why not? Right? Do some cool wonkiness there. It looks pretty good. I'm not mad about it. So I like this snowflake. We are going to select it and then rotate right there, 180 degrees. All right, looks good. And hopefully you are doing the same. Also, let's raise hands in chat. Did you know that you could change the roundness of the corners in Illustrator? Right? Need to make more of us use those corner options? Yes. I'm actually going to show the corner options again in just a second. 1 second. Let me type this. All right. So that is our first snowflake that we're going to create. And again, if you want to create a super, super easy snowflake, you can literally just like make a rectangle here and then go to round these corners and then just hit up and down. And you can create some really cool shapes just by using that. Or if you want to make a really wonky, weird snowflake, just make a whole bunch of random points with your pen tool and then start to round them. And then check that out. You could do these like weird kind of extra joints right there. It's crazy, but I love it. All right, continuing on with our snowflakes. Let's do a few more snowflakes. Here we go. Next thing that I want to show you is I want to show you the repeats. So this is a great tool to use here in Illustrator on desktop. I believe this is also available on Illustrator on iPad. Let's go ahead and create a repeat. So let's do one spire of what we want our snowflake to be. And so I love snowflakes, again, that have this kind of snowflakey topness to it. All right, so there we go. Make this one a little bit thicker. And I like having these spires that kind of jet off the ends. So this one, we're going to add a diamond to the end using the rectangle tool. Oops. Ready to fill. We're just going to add a little diamond to the end there. I like that. And then we're going to start adding some embellishment. So maybe I want some extra diamond points kind of coming off the edges here. And there's no wrong way to make a snowflake. You guys can do whatever you want with your snowflakes. And I'm sure that they will be extra beautiful. Let's do some little extras here. Something fun and delicious. And again, I'm just going to build one of these because I've already kind of played around with what I want it to look like. And then I'm going to mirror it on both sides. So we're doing a little bit of a complicated design here using the pen tool, but I swear it's going to look so good and so magical once we wrap up here. Let's go ahead and round these corners. Let's not round those corners. I don't like the rounded corners. I think that looks kind of cool there. Maybe we bevel the edges? Meh. All right, that looks pretty cool. Let's add maybe some crossbars that come across here. Let's do that, and let's go ahead and center this. All right. Looks good. All right, let's do any other suggestions of things that we could add to a snowflake to make it look kind of crazy and wonky. Let's add some of these right here. All right, maybe like a little insider piece. Let me know if you have suggestions or anything to add. We love a good wonky, weird snowflake. Let's do some size variations there. That looks pretty good there. And let's go ahead and add in just some extra like chunky spires. So let's do one chunky spire that kind of comes out this way. Ooh, that's real chunky. Sure. And then we have another one that will go the other way. All right. Sure, why not? I'm just going to mirror this little shape by selecting all these and going to transform reflect. And that should reflect it right across and lock into the center there. Cool. Looks good. And then let's do one more piece. Let's do some little extra like round pieces. I think could look interesting, right? If we had like, this is going to look like an angry snowflake. That's what this is. This literally is looking like an angry snowflake. I love it so much. All right, let's add some diamonds kind of floating off the edge here. Let's squish these in a little bit. Here's a fun little hack as we work through this, is I can use the direct selection tool and just click on both sides here and then scale. So if you grab 2 points, you can actually scale those points into the middle and it will make a really great diamond shape for you to work with. Oh, he's crying. He's crying now. He's crying and angry. That's all right. All right, let's add maybe like this will help. This isn't going to help at all, but we'll try it. It's just becoming more and more of a face. I'm not mad about it. All right. So let's go ahead and just lock that in so I can mirror it to the other side. Transform, reflect, and we're going to hit copy right there. All right. And if you ever want to see where the like center of something is, you can Control Y to go into outlines mode. And then you can click and drag to the center of that object and it locks right in. All right, this is looking crazy, but that's fine. I'm actually going to connect these because I think it would be fun to have that little connection happening there. Why not? Now they look like 2 people reading books. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to use the Radial Repeat tool. So I'm going to select all of this and then go to Object, Repeat, and click on Radial. This is when it's going to turn into a snowflake, and it's going to be a crazy snowflake. Yep. So it got crazy as a snowflake, but it's kind of cool. If I wanted to, I could actually drag right here to up the amount of occurrences that I have, but I'm losing some of the detail. So if I bring it down, maybe it gives me a little bit of a cooler detail. Ooh, I like that. What's cool here too is you can actually edit one of the objects and it will edit all of those objects together for you. So if I double click here, it will edit just this shape. You can see it selected, and I'm just going to rotate this hitting R and then rotate it right there. We're rotating 180 degrees, 180 degrees. Yep. And now if I click back in, it's going to allow me to scale this down. So if I scale, it can change it. But if you want to scale the actual kind of difference, you can click and drag this down. And maybe we want there to just be a nice little star in the middle right there. Look at that. That's a pretty cool star. And we did that really quickly using the radial repeat. And what's cool here is we can actually do a bunch of different variations of this that maybe have more or less points. That looks pretty cool. Ooh, I love having like an actual star in the middle. All right, so that's a cool one. Let's do another one with some different pieces. Let's do one with a whole bunch. Ooh, let's do one where they connect. Yeah. So really easily, you can do a whole bunch of different variations here. And we can go back and we can use the stacking tools that we've done to maybe change the color of one of these to that lighter blue. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I think I filled in the strokes, but that ended up looking really cool. There are no mistakes, no wrong answers here in design, just different ones. And I think that looks really freaking cool. And I'm going to keep it. I'm keeping it just like that because I think it's rad. Actually, we're going to go ahead and make a copy. And then I'm going to paste it so that I have the original still. But I think that looks rad. What I really wanted to do was stack these two on top of each other. So I'm just going to click and drag holding Alt or Option to make a copy. And then let's do this. Let's go ahead and fill one of them with that light blue because I think that's really cool. And then this one, let's do maybe this. Let's do one that is red. I love doing like a good red and silver kind of holiday thing. Meh, I don't love that. I thought I would, but I don't. Feels way too intense, but let's try it. So let's try to stack these on top of each other. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Maybe they multiply here. We're just trying things. Ooh, 3D snowflake. That's really cool to like rotate through there. That's fine. I like that a lot. So what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and make one more copy. I'm just going to keep these stacked, but I'm going to line this bottom one right here because I want to try to create something that is like an all grayscale version because I think that would be fun. So we're going to go set it to normal. And then I'm going to select both of these and just rotate them. And watch what happens. As I select all these, I can go to Edit. I can go to Edit Colors. And then we can go to Convert to Grayscale. Didn't select both of them. Edit, Edit Colors, Convert to Grayscale, please. Please convert to grayscale. I think it's because I had both of them selected. Edit, Edit Colors, Convert to Grayscale right there. Edit, Edit Colors, and let's go ahead and outline it first and see what happens. Object expands. We're going to expand that and convert to grayscale. Yeah, there we go. All right. Don't love it, but we tried it. All right. So those are the ways that we can create some basic snowflakes. Now, let's get to the piece that you are all here for, and that is going to be how to create snowflakes that you can print. Right there, we're here. All right, so this is gonna be, if this whole string gets cut because we have crashes, this is the part that you're gonna be able to watch because we'll pull it and upload it as its own thing. Here's how you can make snowflakes using repeats and mirroring in Adobe Illustrator. So you can come in here, you can grab the source file down at the link in the description. And from there, you can actually use this to create a very powerful tool to visualize your snowflakes before you print and cut them. I know when we like fold up our snowflakes, you never know what you're gonna get. With Illustrator, you'll be able to know what you're going to get. So this is a bit of a complicated process. So follow step by step. If you need to go back and watch this, you can rewatch and follow step by step, but it will be probably 5 steps for us to get this. Follow along closely. All right, here we go. The first thing that we are going to do, we are going to grab right here this shape. It is floating on top, and you want to make sure that you are on the art layer of your artboard. So we have art here, right? That's what we want to do. And we want to grab this shape right here. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to create the spaces that we are going to cut on this snowflake. And what we're going to do is we are going to select this shape and we are going to do draw inside. So bottom left here, we have draw inside. With this shape selected, we are going to click on draw inside. Right there. You'll see that it comes up with the little like bounding box. That means anything I draw outside isn't going to matter. If I draw and it overlaps, it will show up inside, and that's what we want. So I'm going to kind of use the pen tool to map out where I want to cut my shape. So the first thing that I want to do, I want to maybe cut here and then come up here and do a cut there. Now we're going to do a little hack, and I'm actually going to fill this in with gray. So right now it's a stroke. We want to make sure that there is a fill with gray. And if I don't want to close this out to be its own shape, that's fine. If I do, I can click to make it its own shape right there. So I want to do maybe another one that's coming in up here. I think that looks good. Maybe we want to do a circle. So we can grab a circle right here. We're just going to do a nice little cut in here. And you can see I'm still in that draw inside. So it's still going to draw inside. So we're going to do a couple more cuts here. We're just going to kind of experiment and see what happens. If you want to commit without closing your path, just hit enter. Super easy. So I'm going to do a kind of big cut into the middle here. Always dangerous. We'll see what happens. And then maybe a couple other little ones. So let's do one here. Let's do another circle cut. Maybe over here. Let's do a big circle cut right there. So big circle cut right there. Let's maybe align that to the center. And then use the pen tool to do one more giant cut in the middle. All right, so now we can click out of here. We can double click, and you can see we have all of our cuts, and it is contained within that one shape. Here's where it gets a little bit complicated. We are going to use some of the mirroring tools here in Illustrator. The first time that we do this, super easy, and then it gets more and more complicated. So with our shape selected, we are going to go to Object. We are going to go to Repeat, and we are going to go to Mirror. When we click on Mirror, boom, step one is done. We got it. All right, so it is mirrored across our paper. That is our first fold, right? You can see there, I have all the folds mapped out for you. You can see that now this will fold across. Now, what we can do is we can select this whole thing that is already mirrored and go to Object, Repeat, Mirror, and mirror it again. So this is showing where it is mirrored across, but we want it mirrored across this line right here. So we're going to set this to a 45-degree mirror up in the top left, and then we can drag this button right here right to the center, and you'll see it lock in right there on the edge. So that looks great, but we also want to mirror this whole thing one more time across the edge. So we can go to Edit, we can go to Object with it selected, one more time, Repeat Mirror, and we are going to do it across this line, which is a -45. So we're going to click -45 in our top left, and again, grab this node and just pull it straight to the center right there. And now we can see exactly what our snowflake is going to look like when we print it out. So this is great to see what your snowflake is going to look like when you print it out. You don't necessarily need all of these pieces. So I am going to go ahead and make a copy of this over here so we can see what it looks like, right? Just clicking and dragging. That's what our snowflake is going to look like without the little lines, of course. But I think that looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and make it so that we have our template to fold. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to double click and just start deleting some of these repeats. So with these selected, you can double click in here. And actually, let's use the direct selection tool, which is just A. And I believe that we can right click and start deleting some of these repeats. Andrew, why aren't we deleting some of these repeats? All right, doesn't matter because we can print it anyway. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this actually to make it easier. And then we're going to undo all those repeats. There we go. So I have a copy of what it looks like in the final over here. But then I also have my one side. So if you want to see it, you can do all those repeat steps. If you don't care and you just want to make your own snowflake, you can just do it in one of these panels. And now we're going to print this. Control P to print, and we're going to hit print right there. So it's going to print down there on my printer. I'm going to get my scissors ready to go. And again, if you have questions, go ahead, let me know in our live chat. Go ahead, put them down in the comments. But you're going to hear it. It's going to be loud down there. Again, all that's happening is we are previewing by reflecting each of these pieces, right? It's taking this piece and reflecting it a whole bunch of times so we can preview what that snowflake will actually look like. So it is printed. Let's go ahead and go to this camera. And you can see here, I have my piece of paper that is printed. You can see very, very faintly that I have those gray bubbles right here. So what we're going to do is the first thing we need to do is cut off the little piece on the right there that says use this to make part of a paper chain. We're going to use that to make it part of a paper chain. So I'm just cutting away here. And right now, I'm going to let that fly into the abyss. All right. So we have our square cut out. And you can see all of the little pieces right here. Now I do have instructions on this piece of paper for where to fold. The first fold that it shows you is to fold this way. So you always want your art on the outside. We're going to fold it across the way, line up those edges, and then give it just a nice little crease. And yes, it's very, very faint on the paper so that you can just put it on your tree without having people see it. So the next fold that we have is, again, with our art right here, very faint, we are going to fold across this way to show just the art at the front there. So we're folding across this way, like that. So we have our art right there. And again, all that we're doing is we're really doing the real life version of those reflections that we did in Illustrator. So with our art right here, we need one more reflection. And we are going to fold right here. And you can see we just have our art right there. And I'm going to fold one more time, crispy, crispy creases. And you can see that we have that art that we see right there is mirrored on our piece of paper. Now, all we need to do here is cut out those pieces real quick, and we will see what we have on our snowflakes. So I'm going to make a huge mess here cutting these out, but that's all right. And we're going to see how closely we can match what we created in Illustrator with what we're creating in real life. So if you want to do this, you can create some really quick and cool snowflakes using my template. It's a free template. You can get it down in the description. And I got 2 more cuts to make here, and we'll see how close we get with our snowflake. I am covered in pieces of paper and snow, which is the way that it should be for a holiday stream. And we'll hang it up on our tree in the background. All right, we got a little wobbly, circly one right here. These are always the hardest to cut. Get that. Bow. And one more. Let's not cut any fingers. We've had enough problems on this stream already. And there we go. All right. So in the olden days, we used to have to guess. But now you can see I've cut out all of the pieces, right? And there was where's this circle one that I didn't cut out? Oh, I cut it out. Okay. So you see that I have all the pieces. Let's see, the orientation would be, I believe we got a circle this way. So this is the orientation. So I'll see if I can match it to your screen. This is what we're seeing in our Illustrator file. Okay. Illustrator file. Right there. Actually, it goes this way. There you go. So you can see we got our little notches on top. We got the little notch down here. It's exactly what's in that Illustrator file. Now, moment of truth. Here is what we are going for to see if our preview worked correctly. Dun, 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 dun. Unfolding, 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 and dun, 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 dun. All right, so we have this here, and we go back and we're going to look at our file. It's pretty much exactly the same, y'all. I did a pretty bad cutting job, but you can see that you can actually tell what is happening, right? So we've got this triangle, triangle, circle, triangle, and you can see that exactly on our Illustrator document. So this way, there's no surprises. You can know exactly what you're getting and then hang it on your tree. I can't reach my tree. Snowflake. So you can hang it on your tree. No surprises, very easy. Now, here's where it gets super fun. You can hide things. You can hide logos. You can hide your own symbols. You can hide a secret message in there. Whatever you want, you can actually put it into this template and it will allow you to make your own snowflake. So let's see a secret message that we can hide in here that will be easily cuttable. Cuttable? Yeah, that's a real word. So I'm going to do my trick real quick to see if I can figure out how to hide a message here. With this selected, we're going to go to Object. We're going to go to Repeat and Reflect. Sorry, we're going to go to, what happened? Mirror. There we go. Repeat and Mirror. My goodness, Andrew, pull it together. We're going to click out here. We're going to select this mirror. Again, one more time, mirror it again by going to Object, Repeat, Mirror. This time we're going to do it at 45 and pull this to the center of our dock. Right there. And then we have one more repeat. Then we are going to do it at a negative 45. So Object, Repeat, Mirror, and this one's going to be a negative 45 degree. And just pull this into the center right there. We're going to do something a little bit different with this one. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Let's add some color and texture and see what we can get. So any secret messages that we could hide in here? Let's see. Ooh, let's see if we can do some teeth. I think that'd be really cool if we could create some teeth in this piece. So maybe let's do like a kind of hooked spike on either side and see if we can make it look like teeth that are kind of coming out of these pieces. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to double click into our shape a whole bunch of times. And right there, we are now in our shape. So you can see if I delete one, it goes back in and it goes out. So let's see this. Let's go ahead and grab our pen tool and we are going to click Adobelive holiday asset link. I mean, yeah, we can hide a link in there. We could hide a QR code in there. If this was digital, we could. But I'm going to go ahead and try to do like a gremlin style fang using that pen tool. All right, so that looks pretty good. Can we have a face in here? I think we could do a face in here. It'd be hard, but I think we could do a face. Let's go ahead and see if we can do some kind of a face. I think we can do it. Let's try. So I'm gonna do an eye that's kind of easier to cut, maybe right there. And then let's do a mouth that would just be like this, right? Like this could be the mouth. I think we do need a nose in there. So let's do the nose right here. All right, and I'm trying to think of things that are symmetrical. I mean, like, it is a face. It's not a face. All right, so we do have a face that I think this is going to be easy to cut. Remember, you're cutting along the edges. So you're cutting right along this edge, and I think all these shapes will be pretty easy to cut right there. And then let's maybe do something interesting. Let's do a cut on the edge. These are always some of my favorites when I make snowflakes, is to cut the edge, and it just gives you a different shape so you're not stuck in kind of the square. So we're going to do, let's do a very freeform kind of scalloped edge right there. So make this into a shape. And as that rotates around, now you can see that we're going to get this kind of like holly shaped edge. That's really fun. I actually like that a lot. If you don't want to, this is turning into a clown snowflake. It's literally going to be a clown. If you don't want to click through all the times, all you can do is grab the direct selection tool and you should be able to select, nope. You have to click in each time. Double clicks. It's lots of clicks to get into that original document, or sorry, into that original shape. So once you're in there, just do all the work that you need to do in there. I think that that's probably the best case scenario. I'm going to add in just some more of these lengthy cuts have kind of boxes. I want this to be kind of a frail snowflake. And then let's do some jagged. Let's do a like big jagged one here. And then maybe let's just do a nice bubble here. That'd be cool. And then maybe let's cut off the inside, but like with like a cool angle like that. All right. So we're cutting off. We got about 4 minutes. Perfect. That's just enough time. Okay, this is looking cool. I hate this. I hate this like bubble that's happening here. So I'm just going to delete it. I'm going to give it room to breathe. Super easy. All right, this one's going to be cool. I think I want this cut in the middle to be bigger. And again, this is my favorite thing about using this technique is you can literally just go change one and we'll show you like the complete change here. All right, this is looking pretty cool. Not mad about it. I think it looks great. And what's good is in theory, I could keep all of these pieces in here without doing these mirrors. So if you want to, you can come in here and you can go ahead and turn on the release. So we're going to release that and it is going to take away one of those mirrors each time. So object, and let's go one more time to repeat, and we are going to release that mirror and one more, and then we have our single. There we go. So now we have our single edge. Easy. I'm going to print this real quick. We are going to cut together, and that is going to be the magic of this snowflake. Let's see if this works. I also think I have like one piece of paper left, so we'll see what happens here. Hopefully you are creating your own snowflakes at home. If you do, tag me. Post it on social media and tag me. You can tag me here. Go ahead and zoom this in. So you can tag me right there on social media. I want to see this. And yes, let's grab, we got like 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes? Yeah, we got 5 minutes. Coming up after this, there is a ton of content here. We are celebrating the holidays all week here on Adobelive. Every holiday, whatever holiday you celebrate. All right, so again, we have our piece of paper with our art. You can see the art is right here. So we're gonna fold with the art, again, always facing you, which I did backwards. My lights are killing it, there we go. So we're folding in half, always have your art facing you. And again, there are little guides on there if you want to follow along. And yes, tag on social media, Adobelive Holiday Week 2020. And yeah, give me a tag, why not? All right, we're continuing to fold across this way. Again, always keeping the art facing forward, crispy edges. And one more fold on that template across this way. And we want our art right on that edge to make sure that it is mirroring perfectly to create our clown face. This is, if this works, I'm gonna be so happy. All right, here we go. Let's do here, there. See, the cross cuts are always the hardest for me. All right, great. Just clipping pieces off. All right, the nose. Nice little nose right here. All right. Let's do the eye. My hands are shaking. I'm too excited about this. Okay. Okay. All right. And then let's cut the eye right here. This is how I cut my fingers. Be careful, everyone. All right. I think we got it. All right. Let's cut the eyebrow. The suspense is killing me. I like that it was supposed to be like an angry fang gremlin and it turned into like a clown snowflake. That's what happens. All right, got a couple more cuts. Oh, are you guys getting the cutting sounds? Oh yeah, let me give you that. That's probably so satisfying. I'm gonna go back and watch this stream. All right, now I gotta cut out the bubble hair to give us that cool kind of scalloped edge. All right, and then I had 2 more cuts that I need to make, and we will have our final, just on time. We actually have a couple minutes left, so we might be able to do something extra. Let's see here. And the real benefit of this is you get to kind of make a guide, and you get to see exactly what you are going to be printing with your snowflake. All right, So we got our snowflake. As you can see, we followed pretty closely what we got here. So let's see, the face is going that way for you. Yep. So there we go. So you can see there up on the left, that is what our kind of Illustrator template is. And I followed that template pretty perfectly right here, if I don't say so myself. The loud printer is also ASMR. So we got our template, we put it into the real world, and we are able to see what it looked like, right? It kind of had that clown all the way across. Let's see what that looks like. All right, there's our final right here. Our final. Everybody, cross your fingers. Drum your drums. Pum 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 pum. Let's unfold. Oh, there's definitely a face. All right. We got it. Look at all the happy little faces. All right, so here is, let me see if I can bend this a little bit. Here is our final snowflake, looking so fun. We got the scalloped edges. We got our nice little fun secret clown faces. And again, if we come back to our Illustrator file, it's pretty much exactly what we saw, because that's all that snowflakes are when you make them, is they're folds, and they're basically just repeating again and again and again. So we've created, oh, here, let's see a little picture in picture. We've created pretty much exactly what you see on the screen there in real life using this template. And now it's snowing. We need to put on our tree. I missed the tree. We tried. But that is the way that you can use this template. It is, again, just using those mirrors again and again and again to create a look of your paper folds. And let's go ahead and actually turn off the art layer right here. And I want to show you how you can use this. You see here, it has your template. So you can use this. You can actually turn the template off if you want and just have your art on there so that you can cut a little bit cleaner. Or you can turn it around and just use the back. So right here, step 1, fold in half. That means you're going to fold this way across this line. Step 2, fold in half this way across that line. And then step 3, fold in half this way across that line. So very, very easy to follow along to create your own snowflakes. Please tag me on social media. I want to see these so bad because I think it would be a ton of fun to see all of your snowflakes from around the world, whatever you're celebrating. We do have Chris Blackstock coming up next. Chris is going to be doing some coloring pages, which would be really fun. I believe that we have a Hanukkah coloring page, and I believe we have a Santa coloring page coming up, which is going to be just a grand old time. Follow along. It'll be a great stream right after this. And then stay tuned all week. We are doing holiday specials here on Adobelive, celebrating all the holidays. And if you want to, join us on Friday at noon, Friday, 12 p.m. We will be having our office hours year in review. Adobe Office Hours show happens every week, helps out everyone level up their creative careers. But we'll be looking at the biggest updates of the year, all the fun that we had this year, and kind of just shutting down Adobelive and recapping the year, having a good time together, going through all of our memories. So if you have a favorite memory, bring it then, or put it in chat now, and we'll talk about it on the stream on Friday. Thanks so much for joining me, y'all. Stick around for Chris Blackstock, and have happy holidays. Bye.